Hello everyone. I went back and was reviewing this video, and as I was giving the pancake recipe out, I said 1 tablespoon of oil. It's actually 3 tablespoons of oil. I was just trying to give it to you just off the top of my head in memory, but I made a mistake there. It's 3 tablespoons of oil. But I'll copy in the description of this video, I'll actually put the recipe, so if you go and read the description of this video, you'll get my recipe. Or otherwise just listen to the video itself and write it down as I give it to you. But it's 3 tablespoons of oil, not 1. Sorry about that. Well, enjoy this video. Thanks. Hello everyone, all my YouTube fans and friends and YouTube world. I'm just standing out here on my deck. It's really windy and cold. Had to get up early this morning, drive my wife to work. She was afraid roads might be drifted, which the county and the state had been out and plowed the roads, but it was windy. The roads were 100% ice or snow covered, I should say, but they had it bladed down to where you could drive. You just had to drive really slow. One of my dogs had to go potty, so I thought I'd walk out here. I should have my coat on. You have to forgive my hair. As you can tell, I got bed head. I was up about 3:30 this morning. My wife got ready for work. She has to be to work by 6, but I had to get up, feed the dogs, and do some other stuff before we left. Start up the car and clean the snow off. But today's video, I'm gonna make pancakes from scratch. I had a fellow, well, it was a lady, but another YouTube channel was wanting to know the recipe. I gave him my recipe. I told him I would make pancakes and demonstrate cooking them, you know. Not that people don't know how to make pancakes, because they do, but it's always good to make sure your griddle's hot when you pour the batter on. And these pancakes don't take long to cook. They cook up pretty fast. And what's neat about them is you can stack them on a plate. Time you put your first one on, time you get done cooking the last one, the first one you cook's just as hot as the last one that you take off the griddle. And I'll try and demonstrate that too. I'll show you all the snow. That's my yard down there. Just nice big blanket of white. Anyhow, oh, here comes Otis. He's done going pottying. Yeah, he's done. Look at him go. He's ready to go in. Come on, Otis. Anyways, I'll get the camera set up. And we'll get making these pancakes. Alright, everybody. I got the camera set up, aiming towards this cast iron skillet, as you can see. Or cast iron griddle, rather. I got a little bit of oil on there. I'm letting it get hot. I got my batter mixed up. I didn't video myself mixing up the batter, but I'll give you the ingredients so you can make these yourselves. I think the griddle's hot enough. Hopefully you can see that okay. Bubbles are starting to form around the top of that cake. That's kind of an indication, give you an indication when to flip them, when these bubbles start appearing on top, and they'll come to an actual bubble, and then they'll kind of pop and disappear. You see them coming and leaving, hopefully. You can kind of tell. If you make enough pancakes, you can tell when they can be flipped. See how it's nice and golden brown? The other side won't quite look that way because This side got all the heat, and the other side it ain't quite as hot. When you flip it, that immediate, it'll end up looking a little different. It'll be a little lighter in color, but it is done. I just kind of, sometimes I'll go like that, mess around, push on it a little bit. But I got a thermometer out. I'm going to lay this cake on a plate. I got it over here, just to the left of the stove. Here's what the other side looks like. I'm going to put this on the thermometer, and I'll tell you what the temperature reads. I got the thermometer underneath it. I'll get this next one started. You can keep stacking them pancakes on top of one another on a plate until you got the whole batch cooked, and then you sit down and eat as a family. My Aunt Leila used to make these, and she'd have a big old stack, you know. I think she doubled her recipe. Right now it says current temperature 127 degrees. 129 now. It just went up 2 degrees. That's how hot that pancake is. 129 degrees. I'll try and show that to you. Hope you can see that. 129 degrees. I had this set for cooking some beef, and that's this 170 over here is the target temp, but ignore that. That's what that cake, that's the heat on that cake, is 129 degrees on that pancake there. This cake's already bubbled up and ready to turn. Like I said, don't take long. I get these cakes cooked and I'll show you something about them. Now that cake's down to 127 degrees. That's still pretty hot for a pancake. You get them in a restaurant and tell me they're 127 degrees, I'll laugh at you. They're usually just lukewarm if you just order them in a restaurant. See how that folds? You lay it right back down, it don't break in half. You do that to a pancake in a restaurant, it'll just fold and tear in half. I threw that second cake on top of that other one. It was down to 126 degrees. Hush up, Eric. Got my dog barking at me. He's always wanting to eat. Whenever I'm cooking, he thinks I'm supposed to share with him. See all them bubbles forming? They form up and they pop. I'll show you that temperature. I put the second cake on. It's still 126 degrees. Now it's up to 127. You can't see it, but I'm getting ready to pour my next cake. I can give you the recipe on these cakes as I'm cooking here. It calls for 1.5 cups of flour, 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 cup, or not 1 cup, pardon me, 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 egg, and 2 1/8 cups milk. The cakes right now, I got 3 of them on that plate. It's up to 129 degrees right now, the current temp. I bet you store-bought cakes, I don't have no cake mix, I don't buy this stuff, but if I had some, I'd cook up a stack of them, put them on a plate and see if they hold the temperature like that. They might be warm a little bit when you put them on the table, but they ain't gonna be no 129 degrees. Right now, like that thermometer says 129 degrees, and I have 3 cakes stacked on top of one another. I had a friend of mine talk about when she cooks, she wants everybody to be at the table sitting down and ready to eat because she don't like her food cold. She likes serving it hot, she likes eating it hot. Well, that's one thing about these cakes is they hold their temperature. Right there, 129 degrees. The cakes are sitting right there. You see the bubbles forming and stuff. I'm probably leaving them sit there a little longer than I need to. I can probably flip them a little quicker, but it don't take long to cook up a batch of these. As you can tell, my griddle's seasoned nice. So that's the other side. It always looked light. Well, I'll finish cooking these pancakes and then I'll turn the camera back on, show you the current temperature on these cakes when I get the last one on. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I was watching this thermometer and it stayed 129 degrees until I was just picking up my last pancake and flipping it on the plate, and it's at 127. But the whole time after I shut my camera off cooking the last pancakes, it was 129 steady. It dropped down to 127 just as I was taking my last cake off and putting it here on this plate. I think if I counted right, I have 11 pancakes. They're as wide as my hand. I got a pretty good sized hand, but it's about, 6-7 inches in diameter they are. And I made 11 of them. But like I said, right there's the temperature, 127 degrees. At 127 degrees, them cakes are pretty warm. Heat up a piece of metal at 127 and then grab a hold of it, pick it up. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna hold on to it very long. 127 is pretty warm, especially for a pancake. Throw it on a plate. Gonna eat it. It'll melt your butter, that's for sure. Put your butter on there, it'll melt it. Put that syrup on there. Oh boy, can't get any better eating than this though. I'll show you the temperature again. It's still 127. It has been. It was 129 just before I took that last cake off. But as you can see, it's still 127. I can probably stick it up in this top cake and see if it goes up. The one I just pulled off. It's going up to 151. $153. Heat up a piece of metal to 153 degrees and try and hold on to it. It's gonna burn your fingers. Anyways, I'm gonna eat these cakes while they're still hot. I should fry myself a couple eggs or something, or some sausage or bacon, but I think I'll just eat the cakes, call it good. I thought I'd demonstrate that on how these cakes stay warm like that. Like I said, the bottom of the stack was 127, was 129, dropped down 127, which is still good. But them top cakes, when you take them off, they're going to be hotter yet, because like I said, that one was 153 degrees, that last cake I took off. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you guys were a little closer and the roads weren't so bad, I'd invite you over for some cakes. Anyways, I appreciate y'all viewing my video, and hope to see you on the next one. And don't forget, I love you. Everybody be safe out there. Bye.